Yeah, let's go ahead and turn to page 56 and I read 180 books. Okay. Appreciate the hustle back there, Dylan. Thanks for being the first one ready to go. Like the Charlie page getting there. Nice to being ready to go. Jordan, thanks for being ready to go. Alex, 56, please.
No. 56, Jack.
I'm turning to page 56.
Good job.
Should see what you do up on the board. A couple of penguins there. So first thing I want you to do, so look at the page, you see these pictures of penguins. I just want you to turn to the person next to you and tell them something you know about penguins. Turn to the person next to you and tell them something you know about penguins. Ready, go. One thing you know about penguins. One thing you know about penguins.
They're what? Oh, knees.
Jack, what's something you know about penguins? What? What's something you know about penguins?
Living in Antarctica.
That's a good one. What do you know?
Living in the ocean.
Oh, all right. Okay, who can tell me what's something you know about penguins? Jordan, what's one thing you know about penguins?
They can slide and they have their territory.
Ooh, they can slide and do what their territory?
They have their own.
Oh, they have their own territory. Good, yeah. So like certain parts of the world that penguins live have their own territories. Okay, that's a really good one. What's something you know about penguins, Beckham?
I know that they're in Antarctica, and I know that they're they're mostly on ice.
Ooh, yeah. So a lot of times they live on ice, and a lot of times they live in Antarctica. I think there's certain types of penguins that live in Antarctica. So I know that there's penguins that live in South Africa, right? Am I right about that? And there's no snow down there. So they must just be a different kind of penguin, but that's another great thing about penguins. So I'm glad that you already know some. What?
She has an interesting.
Oh, okay. Kaylee, what's your interesting thing you know about penguins?
They have knees.
They have knees?
Yeah.
They do?
They're like you can't see them, but they're.
Oh, really? I did not know
That
that.
was interesting.
That is an interesting fact. Appreciate you sharing that with us, McKaylee. Okay, so kind of want to talk about that, activate a little prior knowledge before we read. So remember, we're going to kind of continue reading about the story of the cute factor. And remember, there's different things that make people and animals and just objects cute to us, different attributes. So we'll keep reading, but first thing we're going to do is go over the vocabulary. So I want you to find the first word there on the vocab list. Everybody find that first word. I want you to read it with me. The word's adaptation. What's that word, everybody?
Adaptation.
Hey, thanks for saying it with me. I appreciate I could hear all your voices. I just want to hear you guys say it one more time. The word's adaptation. What's that word?
Adaptation.
Okay, good. I just didn't hear everybody. I want you to turn to the person next to you and say it to the person next to you.
Adaptation.
Okay, let's go ahead and put that up.
I was just. Yeah, I should have been away when we both got put out.
Alright, and I want you to sound out adaptation with me. Ready, go. Adaptation. Okay, perfect. Thanks for saying that with me. So, webbed feet. So on penguins, they have webbed feet. Webbed feet is an adaptation that allows water birds to quickly swim away from predators. Yeah. So webbed feet helps them swim quicker in the water, right? Okay, Alex, take it out. Take it out. Do I need to hold on to this? Just take it out. Let's focus. Come on. So web feet's an adaptation. Okay, it's kind of like over time, it's kind of like evolution. Things adapt. So like humans, for example, we've adapted to living out in the wilderness, like living in caves and building forts for ourselves, to living in sophisticated houses and buildings like this. Okay, so it's an adaptation. Okay, so the definition of adaptation is a change in a plant or animal that increases a chance of staying alive. So a change in a plant or animal that increases a chance of staying alive is called a what, everybody?
Adaptation.
Oh, appreciate you saying that with me. Glad I could hear your voices nice and loud. So let's go ahead and write that down. So it's going to be a change in a plant or animal that increases its chance of staying alive.
Change.
So yeah, just get change written down for me. Start following directions. Usually get that written down.
Fourth grade, you made it to class. 56.
Alright, I want you guys to find the example sentence with me. We're going to read it out loud together. So find that example sentence. I want you guys to read it out loud with me. Everybody ready? Go! What is an adaptation that helps animals survive in cold areas? Okay, appreciate you reading that out loud. I'm glad I could hear your voices nice and loud. So what is an adaptation that helps animals survive in cold areas? So think about an animal. How do they survive in really cold areas? What kind of animals survive in really cold areas? So we're gonna write in add that. I'm doing my best here to stay in the lines. Okay, so. Alright, so an adaptation that helps animals survive in cold areas is what? I'll make a list over here on the board. So what are some things that animals have to help them survive in the cold? I want you to think about it for the next 10 seconds. Okay, I want you to help me brainstorm a couple ideas. We'll get them up on the board. What are some things that help them survive in the cold? What do they need? So if I'm an animal, I need really thick what? What's something, Brady? Fur. Fur, good. So appreciate you raising your hand there. So we have thick fur. Okay, what else? What are some other things that would help an animal survive in the cold? I just want to get a couple ideas flowing because this isn't normally something we always think about. But what's something else besides thick fur? Can you think of anything? What about what do whales have that helps them survive in the cold water? They have a lot of, start with a B. Anybody think of the word? Blubber? Blubber. Okay. Alright. So here's what I want you to do. Why don't we just all use this sentence? We're just going to say thick fur. Just keep it easy here. So, an adaptation that helps animals survive in areas is thick fur. Okay, so here in Utah we've got deer, elk, moose, and stuff like that. If you've ever felt their skin, it is really thick, and their fur's not way thick, but their skin itself is really thick. Okay, so just go ahead and write thick fur here. Oh my goodness. My handwriting normally is not that bad, but. Yeah, so everybody go ahead and write that down. Just thick fur, make sure you got a period there at the end. Okay, perfect. Okay, awesome. Thanks for getting that written for me. Okay, perfect. Appreciate that, Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay, doing awesome over there. Alright, let's move on to the next word. Everyone got that down now? The next word. So Alex, I'll leave this up here so you can still see that. Okay. So the word is contribute. What's that word, everybody?
Contribute.
Oh my goodness, that was kind of weak. I want to hear a little louder. The word's contribute. What's that word, everybody?
Contribute.
Good. I like it that you're a little bit louder. Now I want to hear you whisper it. What's that word? Perfect. Now I want to hear you turn to the person next to you and say to them, what's that word?
Contribute.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Now let's sound it out together. Ready, go. Contribute. Great job. Appreciate you saying that with me. So, the actors' performances contribute to the success of the movie. Okay? Or, this is actually a really good one because it's applicable every day pretty much now. So, at the end of every class period, almost all of you students contribute to help disinfecting the desks or cleaning up, okay, which has been really awesome. You're kind of teaching yourselves how to clean. So